Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Crusader Kings 2, Eastern Roman Empire. Let's go ahead, unpause, kick it up to speed 3, and yeah, where we last left off, we had our very successful Ducas. Well, I guess really not all that successful. Successful enough for the brief time he was on the throne. However, he passed, sadly, because of consumption. And we are now being ruled by a 0-year-old little girl who's unfortunately sickly. Thankfully, our 11-year-old uncle is an heir, so there's a chance that we could get some sort of male leader on the throne through, you know, happenstance or circumstance or something. But to be totally honest, I've had relatively successful luck with young little girls who take the throne and wind up conquering the rest of the world. Granted, we've done quite a bit of conquering as it is, so we'll see if it's going to be necessary. Now, unfortunately, we've got the elective succession group coming up, roughly about 78% of our total strength, and we can see that there are a few vassals who are not all that pleased with us. So what we probably should do is go to the factions. And indeed, if we see this guy here, our faction leader is a Ducas. So there's reason for what's the word I'm looking for? For the feelings that he must be feeling towards us. Now, we could give him 58 ducats to increase his opinion by 56, and I think that sounds like, honestly, a pretty good deal. So let's see if we can't do something like that. Theodosius Ducas. Well, you can go ahead and do that, sir. I'm not going to interfere. Normally I would, but not today. So, what's the plan? Well, first and foremost, we need to get rid of these revolters in Imeretta here. That should be relatively easy enough. And then, basically, consolidation of power. Make sure people, you know, start to like us. We should have those guys fairly well taken care of. Oh, it looks like some of them did survive. Pardon me, Georgia. Well, the Imperial troops march across the borders and into your lands. I know you won't really mind. After all, what are they going to do? Fight us? Okay, good. So we've got Trigoversti. Is that where? That is indeed where you... No, you're not. You're not anywhere, actually. So, okay. Let's take a look at our religion view and see where we need people to go. And I'm thinking... Oh, we can definitely pause that. Kurdistan definitely needs some converting, so we'll do that. We are going to need to set you up here. We don't need the religious view anymore. We'll go collect taxes. Why not? You're not a fan, so we can do that. And now, what we need to do is go in here and take a look at our vassals. Aha! This dude right here is not a fan. Relatively recent conquering as well. So let's take and do that. That should help smooth things over with the old vassals. And really, as they see that, you know, young Rodanthe here is a competent and successful ruler, I'm sure our vassals will learn to accept us. The Lord has granted Kaiser Heinrich V of the Holy Roman Empire a victory in the Crusade for Jerusalem. So that's exciting. We've got Crusader states, or I guess the Kingdom of Jerusalem, which we had before, popping up yet again. I'm not going to bother. Okay, good. Praise Jesus indeed. So have we got, where else? Oh, I see. Well, now I kind of wish I read what that message was instead of just saw praise Jesus and somebody got converted. That elective succession is looking like it's pretty dang popular. And you even like me. You don't, but you're not really all that powerful, so I don't need to worry about you. Let's see. Really, the Ecumenical Patriarch. This guy is definitely not a fan of us. But I mean, I think things will just... people will learn to accept this. They'll have to. Once we get the diplomacy working, And we should have some vassals on our side. Of course, what we could take a look at doing, and I think it's probably a good idea to do this, is to boost up our retinue by about another 1,000 troops, if I can. 500 for sure, at least. And that'll give us, 6,500 to 7,000 men is a good base, along with another 3,000. So 9,000. It's getting close. If we add in the Varangian Guard here, which we should be able to, yeah. So, another 3,000. We should be able to defend ourselves relatively easy. What might not be a bad idea, though, is to look for a suitably strong ally. And I don't know necessarily if the King of Jerusalem is going to be the best bet. But we could go for a Prince of Jerusalem, perhaps. And just see if we can't chic. He's a Scottish Catholic, okay. 12, well, the problem is we are incredibly young, right? We're 1 now. Let her rot. In fact, let's take a look and see if we can't get some money for some people here in our jails. Because money's good. Free money is even better. And I prefer to think of it as free money instead of, the actual sale of people, which is a little more touchy when you start to consider it. Although they are prisoners, so are they really people? Let's not get into a discussion like that. It's not necessary for this channel. And one thing I do want to do, or one thing I do want to say is, now that we've gone on a little bit into the recording of this video, I am terribly sorry for the lack of videos coming. This situation will resolve itself soon. One of the locations, the most recent location that I was looking at, turned out to be quite a dog lot. Quite a lot of work, and a lot of money would have had to go into it. So that's going to be... Wow, that's going to be a lot. Let's see, 800, 1,200. More freaking... Albania, way out in the east. 6,000 men, my word. Okay, well, let's get my people raised up then. And then this should give us enough to take care of the threats. What do we got there? Pisa, probably headed down south to the Crusader states. So anyway, yeah, the place that I was looking at fell through. I found another location, and it looks like everything is going to go through with this place. So, by the time, or by the beginning of September, I should know, and I should be moved, and everything should be wonderful and happy. The King of France, huh? That seems like a good place for my aunt. Go to France. I don't know if that's going to get us an alliance with them. Probably not. But, at least we're building relations with France, who aren't as strong as one would think. Although they got, they just need to take Aquitaine, really, and Brittany, and then they'll be right as rain. Although the Holy Roman Empire, that's looking pretty big. So, at least we got that going, and I don't foresee a war with the Holy Roman Empire, at least not in this century, and probably not until EU4, when something like that's going to be relatively necessary. So, strategies for Rodanthe here. I was about to call her Rhodesia. That's certainly not her name. What we need to do with a young female ruler like this is to get her some victories right away. All right, we got that connected. Wonderful. And I think the best bet to get those victories is going to be taking this land from the Seljuks. Of course, we could go for the last little bit of Al Jazeera here, but, I think we'll just go for the safe bet. Get this land, because it should be... Oh, but it isn't. I stand corrected. It is going to take 2 wars with the Seljuks to do that, which is a pain, but it is what it is. You're not running, rebels. Come on. Perfect. And we're rolling back to Albania where we can finish off these rebels and call it a day. Well, let's unpause so we actually finish them off. Imeretta is somewhere within the Empire. I'm not sure exactly where, but we'll get that sorted. Almost done. We should finish off in Lori. And yeah, so it's going to be just a few more weeks. The channel will get back to normal, and I'm very excited for it to get back to normal. So, yeah, not too much longer now, and it's even looking like I'll be able to get a... Perfect. We can go ahead and send my troops home, except for the retinues. My professional soldiers can just return to the capital. It's even looking like I'll be able to get a Silent Hunter 5 video recorded this weekend, which I'm very excited about, and I'm sure most people watching this channel are going to be excited about as well. My liege, I write to you with bad news from Constantinople. My efforts to squeeze some extra taxes out of the population have met with resistance, and the peasants are arming themselves. Fear we might have a revolt on our hands soon. Well, we've got enough bad things going on. Let's just set you to research. And we do have the wheels spinning, so we're going to be getting some research done. It looks like we can drop some research points here as well. Nothing really in culture, although popular customs getting that up to 3 along with everything else is probably not a bad idea. So let's do it. Construction is always good because build time and cost goes down, which is always good. I guess we could throw some money in on trade practices too. That I'm not that concerned about. We could go cavalry and light infantry, but I'm really thinking military organization is the way to go. Better organized military means we can curb stomp more of these people who we seem to be fighting continually. And I'm okay with that. I like curb stomping. Curb stomping is a lot better than actually having to think a war through. So it's nice that we're getting to that point, at least with the Seljuks. The Muradids are still looking fairly big. However, a lot of their lands could be considered less than ideal with the city-state of Jerusalem here, or the Crusader state of Jerusalem, sitting pretty. I think it would be a good idea to try and connect our two lineages, perhaps offering some sort of alliance with the Kingdom of Jerusalem. And I suppose, really, if I wanted to do that, we could just go with Prince John here, who doesn't look that bad. A nice high military rating. Now, of course, he is Catholic, but that's okay because we can always just get that changed. So let's see, actually, if you would be at all interested in a matrilineal marriage. Of course not, right? That is the problem, or the concern with... Nana says I'm not sick anymore. Woohoo! That is good news. Yeah, so I'm getting good vibes from Rodanthe here. I'm gonna have to learn how to pronounce that name properly, but I am getting good vibes from her. I think she's gonna be okay. We do have quite a lot of factions popping up, so I guess the biggest concern, I guess, would be do Daniel here, but he's not that big. Or I guess David, too, who's looking fairly popular. But the elective succession is the biggest threat we've got. Let's take a look at how things are going with the vassals, though. We're slowly getting Daniel on our side, which is good. And then a lot of the other big people kicking around here are on our side. So Napoli, why would we want to do that? I don't want to get involved in Italy. Maybe in future, but right now, no. We need to be concerned about the strength and stability of the realm. Oh, Mesopotamia. We should get that last little province. And, actually, if we were to do that, because we don't have any truces. We do have high taxes, though, which is causing a bit of a revolt. Thankfully, next month, those will drop down. Let him rot. Let's just make sure that nobody else... Oh, we can sell this guy, or this lady. And that's looking about it. Okay. Thank you. Now, we could just get this last piece of Mesopotamia, make things a lot better for ourselves, and give ourselves a little bit of a victory. Which I think is critical here. I'm afraid the faction I represent must insist on elective monarchy. We are fully prepared to take up arms should you refuse, and rest assured, we have enough men to enforce our demands. Let's just take a look at it. So they've got 23,000 men. We got 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll put it at 10, plus another... So we got 13,000. That doesn't seem like a lot, but we are going to be at a very strong advantage. So we're going to go with the guess I have no choice. Roll with the Civil War here. Oh, crap. No, I said I guess we have no choice. Oh. Well, that was a misclick that I wish I didn't do. Okay, let's go Dynasty. And who in my dynasty could represent us? I'm thinking Daniel here is probably the best bet. So let's go ahead and say this guy's gonna be our replacement. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of my vassals to support him. And we'll just have to roll with the elective monarchy. One of the advantages right now, I guess, is... we're still on the throne, and we're only 3. So that's good. There is a lot of ringing going on here. My liege, I wish to intercede on behalf of one of your prisoners. Yeah, sure, take him. I don't really care about that. There are a lot of people who think they could make it, but Duke Daniel is going to be heads and tails above the rest. He's not purple, but that's okay. He's the same lineage. So at least if Rodanthina here winds up dead, we'll be able to continue with the Agropolis dynasty. And we can always go ahead and see if we can't change this around at some other point when, you know, we're able to perhaps get primogeniture. Should be the best route to go, but we're going to need high crown authority and work our way up slowly but surely. We should be able to handle that. Now let's just see. Can't change laws during a regency, but I should be able to get crown authority up. I hope. Time will tell. That is the plan, though, and I think we can roll with elective monarchy for the foreseeable future anyway. That shouldn't be too much of a concern. Joke's on you, people trying to overthrow the empire. And the rest of the factions aren't really a concern. The independence one, maybe, but we should be able to stomp that quite easily. So not quite what I was hoping for. I would have been fine with the Civil War. It would have certainly helped if we won, cement Rodanthina on the throne. But we rolled what we did. I didn't pay attention to what I clicked. Life lessons. You learn them. In the meantime, though, I think we might as well start looking. Are the Myrmidons the ones we want to go after? Probably not. So, current levy is about 19,000. We should be able to take them. Theoretically, anyway. Let's see. Has the King of Jerusalem popped out any more young kids? No. I'd really like you to, but I don't think it's going to happen with a 49-year-old wife. So we'll just have to ride that out. What about his heir? Oops. Go to your liege. Go to your heir. You're not married to anybody. I don't imagine. And you are a Crusader. But the thing I've got to remember, and I will, thankfully, with the way the UI works, is to get into a matrilineal marriage. That's going to be necessary. Or marry a cousin. That's also a possibility. We'll see. Obviously, that has repercussions further on down the road. I don't think it should be that big of a concern. Seljuk invasion of Persia, huh? And that would be just an absolutely smashing time to go to war for Terran. And I should be able to do this with a de jure claim to just give it to the Duke of Mesopotamia as well. Easy peasy. We got this in the bag. Let's go ahead, raise up our troops, get these guys going now. Am I gonna need my vassal levies? Better safe than sorry, right? So it certainly looks like we've got 500 Seljuks marching around in our own territory. We can take all of those guys, send them there. We can take all of the Anatolian regiments here. I guess have them meet up there. Why not? Make sure everybody's going. Good. We shouldn't need our island force. But, I mean, if that changes, at least we'll have a couple thousand men kicking around just in case. No, we might as well send you up too, because you're there. And we can take our European forces here and send them, I don't know, maybe to Dorlin there. That'll be a good spot. And I guess no, we'll send you guys to Dorlin as well. Malta, thank you for the 80 men, but we don't need them. Probably don't need those guys either. Alright. Well, I'm thinking this should be a relatively easy and quick war. These things usually are. That is not a good route to go. 10th of March, 28th of April. Okay, so they'll be out of our way. And, if we wind up reinforcing the Baghdadian army, which we're not even going to have to do, so we're safe. You better be moving. Good, you are. So everybody moving to the right locations. Which certainly makes things super duper helpful. And yes, if Rodanthina here can get the Romans just a little bit of a victory, I think it'll make the rest of her reign much, much easier. So we got the forces splitting there. My mission to Deir has so far been a success during my visit to the court of Du Daniel of Baghdad. Seemed to have made him understand what a benevolent and peaceful ruler I really am. Isn't that wonderful? My vassals are starting to like me. So who doesn't like me? Oh, there we go. Well, I don't think I'm going to bother wasting my diplomat on the Duke of Mesopotamia, mainly because he should like us once we give him land. We do have, yeah, all of those forces are coming this way. Oh, well, I guess some of them are headed. Oh, no, all of them are going there. Good. Screw it, you can stay. Join the main thrust into Terran. There we go. We got more troops there, more troops here. Those guys are meeting up. Perfect. And I'm starting to think I could have done this war with the retinue. Not even bothering my vassals. But you know what? Like I say, it's better to be safe than sorry. Especially... oh, well, hello. Here we go. Alright, so we got our generals working out there. We'll put Bardas here, and Nicofurius, and Kettlemund. And go... Wow. Okay. We're gonna wait. You guys come up here. 24,000, that should give us the numbers that we need. Let them rot. And I mean, I realize we don't need 10,000 men laying siege to a province, but hey, that's okay. He became a brilliant strategist. Oh, isn't that... Look at that. Okay. I mean, I guess I could do that. And that would definitely keep things in the family. Marrying my uncle. I don't know about this. Okay, that's... I hope you find someone else. I really rather not marry my uncle. Which I'm sure goes without saying. But hey, there's a reason they call this an incest simulator, I guess. I didn't even need to get these 10,000 reinforcements. Those guys are just dying from attrition all on their own. Regardless, now for sure we're not going to have issues. So where are you headed to? You're coming up this way, are you? All right. We'll watch this. So let's go into Bira here, so I've got myself a good position. Oh, you're heading that way, are you? Okay, okay. You think so? Oh, all right. Yep. I'll get that sorted shortly. That's what I thought. There we go. This is probably actually, yeah, let's just think this through. I'd rather avoid losing as many troops as I possibly can. We're already taking quite the attrition hit. Marching around with 21,000 people. Yeah, you would be, and you are my marshals, so congratulations. You're not landed, but at least he's militarily powerful. Another uprising in Albania. Who's ruling Albania? You need to get your shit together, sir, because, quite frankly, all of these rebellions that are going on in your lands, not cool. I do not appreciate it. Head up to Dwin. Let's see if we can't catch this army. That should be a pretty quick march. We caught him. Marshal Prince Marcos told me about his idea. I couldn't really understand what he was talking about. I think you're 5, so that makes sense, but we'll go ahead and adopt his ideas. And I've never seen that event come back with, like, a bad return. I'd like to see something like that. It always just seems like, hey, pay 10 ducats or whatever it was. A measly amount of gold when you consider how much I'm rolling in. And, there's a lot of people who are favoring themselves as the Byzantine Emperor, but Daniel, he's rocking the election. Really? You're gonna run away now, are you? Fine, I'll go deal with the damn rebellion then. And I think things are looking okay. Again, not ideal. Nothing about this recent ruler swap has gone according to plan, but thankfully, it seems like we're able to turn things around. 28th of July, 2nd of August, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, boom, we got you. You can't run from us now. Suck it. There we go, and you will be heading to Albania, and we will follow. And very shortly here, I'm going to need to pick somebody to educate me, which is always a very important role. And a prestigious one, too, which is going to be handy. Because I imagine people are going to be lining up to teach the young empress the ways of the world. So let's head down to Tabriz here and just sort of wait things out, wait out the siege. I don't think... Thank you. I don't think the Seljuks are going to be able to mount much of a defense. But you want your own land. You're not ready. It's probably the wrong course of action, but I will give him... Oh, no, I won't, because we're doing this. Oh, darn. Well, we'll have to go to war with the Muradids, I guess, to get some more land, which is a concerning thing to have to consider. Alright, let's find someone to teach me. So, obviously me. You, Philippus. Grey Eminence, kind, shy, charitable, arbitrary, diligent. I guess you're going to be the best bet here, aren't you? Yep, alright. You're educating the Empress. Don't screw things up. And things are coming along nicely there. No other armies. I would imagine they're dealing with the invasion, which is probably a bit more of a concern for the Seljuks than losing Tehran. Although, I mean, you know, it's a very rich province. I'm very excited to get that under my belt. But it won't be that much to worry about. Look at Punjab coming up into this region, which is exciting. How many freaking... Okay, one more holding. As you ride through the empty corridors of your castle on your trusty wooden stick horse, you come across your regent, Gennadios of Delius, getting some fresh air on a balcony, with his back turned against you. Take a look at my regent. He's actually a decent guy. I don't think he's being sort of a bad ruler. He kind of likes me. I'm a good girl. We'll just leave it the way it is. $612 people. We should be able to hack that down. Mission accomplished. 47% on the war goal, so we'll just have to take the other land, which I wish we could actually capture for ourselves. But that's just not the way it works. Let her rot. Yeah, because now it's really just a matter of waiting for the Seljuk army to show up. I'm sure once we get Ahmadiyya here, then even still, we've got the war goal. It should be a ticking war score. If memory serves correctly. Has been a while. Oh, great. Increasing the morale of the defenders. Well, ain't that just wonderful? At least it's dropping relatively quickly. I'm okay with that. Zavid, why? What did you do? But what... This is one of the things that I just wish. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it would say, hey, this is what the guy did. So, FYI. Ah, he was a peasant leader, I see. Obviously, he wasn't a peasant leader against me, but against someone dealing with an assassination attempt. As always, you get a claim on the perpetrator's titles. Let the realm run itself. The Duchy of Jazeera. Really? Let's just pause things here. Okay. I guess we could just use... Or no, we could create that title. Which would give us a nice handy claim on it. We got somebody ready to... I guess they're all under the liege of Thessalonica here. Which is a bit of a pain, having your liege leader that far east. We'll get that sorted out once we take the actual land, or the full duchy, instead of just creating the title. Hold the phone. Why did that end inconclusively? You're still alive. I'm still alive. Why did that war end inconclusively? Oh, son of a... Well, at least we don't have to worry about... Great. Okay, well, get everybody out. Oh, that's frustrating. Alright, well, let's send you back. And we'll let the troops recuperate and go for round 2. I guess this is why you shouldn't just go for vassals who have a claim on it, or at the very least, check the age of the vassals you're going for. No idea how old that guy was, but Obviously, it was enough. Yeah, we'll go with you. And you actually like me. A little bit, anyway. Let's check our religious map view. And we certainly do have some people to convert. So we'll go there. The great Sunni Caliph Abdullah has decided to call a jihad against the Kafirs in the Sultanate of Mesopotamia. He urges all righteous Sunni Muslims to take up arms against the depraved Basilia Rhodanthia of Byzantine Empire for the glory of Islam. Alright, let's pause this. I don't know why. Oh, wait, is this the... No, this is the Seljuks, right? Or is it? Yeah, it's the Seljuks. Okay, so... Alright. Unfortunately, we won't be able to press any claims, but we certainly could do that while we get everybody else raised and ready. And I think that's going to be a good spot to leave the video for now. Good place for me to remember going to war with the Seljuks. We'll go ahead and give that a save. Thumbs up if you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.